Let's go to Daniel Lippman, the Politico White House and Washington reporter. Daniel, of course, your very publication was the one to mention the significance of these remarks from David Axelrod, again, a former top advisor to Barack Obama, which makes you wonder when he's talking about the wisdom of the president considering another run for the White House, whether that goes all the way to Barack Obama. What do you think?
I think that Obama would never say anything to undercut Joe Biden, but it's a tricky scenario where you have a lot of Democrats privately and publicly saying, hey, we're going to lose this election with Biden on the ticket. But it would be much harder for Kamala Harris to win re-election without Biden kind of pulling his weight. And I don't think Axelrod, if you look at the Gallup poll from a year before the 2012 election, Obama was down by 8 points. And so polls take a while to change, and they haven't spent hundreds of millions of dollars of Democratic ad money to make Trump unelectable.
I was also looking at the timeline. If you were to switch horses, if you went even beyond Kamala Harris and you were just to open this up to other entrants who might be interested, it's almost too late, giving filing deadlines and the like, isn't it?
Yeah, you're exactly right that you're not going to see Biden drop out unless it's a serious health issue. He is going to be on the ticket, and Democrats kind of have to be on the same team if they want Biden to have any chance of re-election. And so I think what they're counting on is a few convictions, if they happen, of felony charges for Trump. And then there's a lot of Republicans, hundreds of thousands, and it only can take 40,000 votes in those swing states to make a big difference. For people say, hey, I don't want a felon in the Oval Office, even if I'm not a huge fan of Joe Biden.
But, you know, you look at some of those swing state polls in this New York Times survey that shows the president trailing Donald Trump in 5 out of 6 of them, and in some of them by pretty substantial margins. Now, you're quite right. It's still early. Things can and often do change. That's history. But if you're in the White House and you're getting pressure from fellow Democrats, you can well understand why they're panicking, right?
You're right that these are not good poll numbers, and they thought that the economy would turn around more, and that people would actually feel the results of lower inflation. But when you see a world on fire and prices have not really come down to the effect where wages have caught up with the inflated prices, then it makes it much harder for Biden to say, hey, you're doing better than 4 years ago. And so what Trump is going to say is, hey, look at the Trump economy. We did so well back then.
You know what's interesting, too, and I understand between the statistics, which go the president's way, the steady job creation, it slowed from its earlier momentum, but it's still been considerable. The strong retail sales, Americans are still spending at a robust pace. We had a record amount of summer spending back to pre-COVID levels. But Americans, when asked whether they're feeling those good numbers, they're clearly not. And that's why the president's in the pickle he's in. They keep saying the trend is our friend, but they have little time now. I know it's a year, but little time for that trend to register because oftentimes there's a delayed effect.
There is, and the whole term Bidenomics has not really gone well. The Republicans have flipped it on Biden, saying, hey, do you really want more Bidenomics for 4 years, or do you want Trumponomics? And the margins for Trump handling the economy in those New York Times Siena College polls is much higher. And so I think they are hoping that they can kind of hammer this home, that we are not seeing record inflation anymore. We do not see those numbers, and that most people have jobs. The unemployment rate is at record lows, and that people will kind of say, hey, we don't want 4 more years of chaos with Trump back in office. That's not good for the economy either.
Yeah, that's how I guess they'll play it if he ends up being the Republican nominee. We'll watch it closely. Daniel, thank you very much. Daniel Lippman of Politico.
Thanks, Neil.
Real great writer, real great thinker.
Hey, everyone. I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.